You pressed the right button this time.
I hope I did too.
It says broadcast is live, so I think we are live.
Hello,
well, one of us
hello,
is live.
Hello.
I am dead tired, but
Me too. It's been a long week.
Yeah,
been a long week. We had to get 10 soccer fields ready this week.
Holy smoke!
So, hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? We'll
it's really
say
cool
hello
here. Yeah, everybody.
to
Go through your list,
folks.
Paul.
I have Mark Thomas was here at 4:25. Well, welcome, Mark. You was here by yourself. I guess you was the life of the party.
No one was around. He left. Had dinner. Went for a ride.
Then we have PA Patriot Prospecting. Then we have Mr. Mark the Bird Hunter. Welcome, Mark. Mark, we hope you're doing well. Then I see Mr. Marlon Mayer's video. And then some guy by the name of Rivendell.
I did pop on there and say hi to everybody. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
North Jersey Detector is in the house.
How about that? Hello, Jason.
Mr. Taco. Then I see Miss Janet Chapman.
Hi,
welcome,
Janet.
Welcome.
I think I subscribed to Janet last time.
I think we are caught up. All right, guys.
Patriot Prospect. Let me write that down. Because I like to subscribe to folks who pop on here, and I am probably subscribed, but... And don't mind me, I could do with a haircut.
No comments.
There you go. All right. Oh my gosh.
Miss Deej has just joined us. Welcome, Deej.
Hi, Deej.
We was hoping you'd come in.
There we go.
Because we've got something to show you. And we'll jump into that just here momentarily. So, Jonathan, you say it's warm or cooling off or?
Oh, yeah, it was a beautiful day today. In the 70s, the air conditioning's off, the windows are open, because I'm a huge fresh air advocate. I don't like winter when it's cold and the windows are closed. It can be 10 degrees outside. I'll open the windows just for 10 minutes to get the fresh air in the middle of winter. And same thing when it's air conditioned. I like being outside. I like having the windows open. So we were able to do that today. I did some yard work. Do you have pokeweed?
Yes. Got the little purple berries.
Yes. Yeah. And it's
then
supposedly
they sting you forever.
Well, there's that, and I think, don't quote me on this, the stems and the roots are very, very poisonous. And it grows
except when they're young.
Yeah.
You can pick them and cook them like greens.
I've heard that you can take the leaves and boil them, and you boil off whatever toxins there are. Because I guess the leaves aren't as bad as the stems, but I guess the roots are the worst. Anyway, we have some of those up here, and in our old house, I never came across pokeweed. In this house, every so often you see some, and there was one huge plant that I just missed, and it was kind of in the corner of my yard that I don't spend a lot of time in, don't pay a lot of attention to. And I'm telling you, it was about up to my chin. It was really big, and the berries were on there, but they hadn't turned purple. They were still that greenish color.
Yeah.
So I took my lopping shears, and I didn't dig it up. But
you ought to just dug it up and done away with it.
I should have done that. But I thought of you because I understand that, pokeweed leaves boiled pokeweed leaves are down, I may be wrong, in the South, they're kind of like spinach.
Yep. Belinda's grandmother convinced me for the first time to try it, and she scrambled it up with some eggs, and it was pretty good.
All right, I'm going to send it to you then.
No. I got plenty. It's almost like kudzu down here.
Yeah, it's amazing how rapidly it grows. You turn around and all of a sudden.
All right, a few more folks have jumped in. Javier Garcia, Fun with Dirt, and BD Sandigger, and Marty Verstal, Digging with Marty. Welcome. I always call him Marty V. He knows who I'm talking to. So,
yeah, hello, everyone.
Welcome, guys. Appreciate y'all joining us. Wow, done got 11 folks in the chat.
Let's see.
That's good. All right.
And tell your family and your friends to subscribe to this guy. Let's see if I can do this properly. Get the orientation right. Him. He's trying to get to 750. And he's on this plateau. He's made always doing fine, but he's made that plateau, but it's kind of slowed down a bit. So
yeah, we are just over 700. I think last time I checked was 712. Guys, at 750. When I hit 750, we are having a major giveaway. There's been a lot of folks that's going to donate some stuff. I've got some stuff I'm going to throw in there. If y'all remember my 750 bookmarks, somebody's going to get, a couple of people are going to get some of these.
Limited edition.
Limited edition.
Be the first on your block to get one, kids.
I've got 2 Wheaties that Team AWR's dug.
North Jersey just unsubscribed, you jerk.
Well, if you'd have won something, Jason, I'd go and send you a bag of tacos.
Yep, I'll send him some pokeweed.
I've got you're gonna get a minted, a San Francisco minted penny that I found hunting with Jonathan. I've got some sticker packs. I've still got the Eagle stickers. Gosh, Jonathan's donating a bunch of stuff. Aldra's donating some stuff. JBP's donating some stuff. Dawn and Shelley is donating some stuff. Bobby, Underground Buddha, is donating some stuff. And Chris from the Ground Up is donating a calendar. So that's just a small list of what I've got. And, I hadn't been pushing it hard yet until made sure I was over 700 without YouTube taking it down and knocking me back to 6 whatever. And I wanted to wait till I got firmly above 700.
So let's do this. It's a good bunch of prizes, and it's not necessarily going to be one person gets everything, or is it?
Right. There's going to be multiple winners.
Yeah. So come on. Come all.
North
Jersey, rethink that sub. Come on. Get on board.
I don't have a whole lot right now. I'm saving what I got left for the giveaway. But we are probably going to work on this design, not hologrammed, but it'll be this design in an oval. And we'll work on that.
Now, if it's a Team AWR sticker, I hope it's signed by you and Belinda.
We will.
All right. Make sure Miss Belinda signs it. We know who the star of the show is.
Yep. Yep.
It's kind of like Mark and Piper. You know, we know who the star of the show is, Mark.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark. Jonathan just shoved you out of the picture.
I think I'm on record as having said that, though, on his stream.
And you've said that with Belinda too on this stream.
I think the record will show, Mr. Hughes, that if you go back in your streams, you'll see who came up with the Team AWR name.
Yep.
Once you got that metal detector,
it was over with. It was.
And actually, that metal detector, didn't it come from Mark? Didn't Mark send that down?
The one Belinda uses come from Audra.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And Mark sent us the Macro Red Racer.
Okay.
And he asked us to thumb wrestle for it. And Belinda pulled a slick one on me and got that metal detector too. So she got 2 metal detectors. I have 2 metal detectors. And I'm itching to get out swinging again.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. Now that's cooling down. So PD's having a giveaway too. Go check out PD Sandigger's channel.
Yep. PD just reached, I believe it was 500. If any of my mods can
who is a mod? Marlon is. Deej is.
We are buffering.
Buffering on YouTube because you sound great here.
It's our internet. There's Rivendell's link. Thank you, Deej. PA Patriots Prospecting's links on there. Thank you, Marlon.
Awesome.
There we go. Janet Chapman just give PD 501.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. I know I'm subscribed.
That is cool. I'm sure PD appreciates that. Scott McClory. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. All right. Jonathan, you ready to look at some coins?
I would be delighted to look at some coins.
I know you would.
Do you have your red book there? I have my grading standard.
I have mine.
Okay.
And I even done my homework. I have my places marked.
Good boy.
So we're going to start off with a coin that kind of went the roundabout way to get to me. Audra with Jersey History Hunters dug this coin, and when she does, she'll do a video, and you'll have to look for a keyword. Audra will put it in there, and everybody that puts the keyword in comments on that video, you've got a chance to win anything she's dug in that video.
Gee.
And so
that's rolling the dice.
Yeah. Deej's name got picked, and she picked the large cent that she dug in that video. And so when she got drawed for it, she asked Audra to send it to me and to have it graded. So we're going to look at this coin. Now, it's not in the best of shape. You got to think it's been in the ground for 100+ years or whatever. Probably less than that, but it's close. It's pretty toasty, guys. I mean, but we'll look at it and we get things situated. Add to stream. I'm going to solo it. Mark Berg, I'm pushing buttons, buddy. So this is pretty much the coin. I mean, it is in rough shape. I have done a little toothpicking, and I'm going to have to hold it up a little bit. Turn this light down so we can see it a little bit. And I have lost my pointer. But I had to toothpick it a little bit. Right here's the 1, and here's an 8. We have another 1 right here, and this is an 8. So it's 1818. Let's turn the light back on. You can see where I've toothpicked it. Let's see if I can get it to pop right there. It ain't gonna pop with the lights on.
And toothpicking does what, Paul? I think we probably know, but in general, what's the purpose of toothpicking?
It takes some of the crud off of it so you can get a little more detail. I hadn't spent that's the only place I've toothpicked.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can see the outline of her bust. You can see a little bit of Liberty. The L is not real. It's not there. I wish I could find my other. There it is. You can see the I and the B.
Thank you, Mark Thomas. Talking about coins, but yes, you're right.
It's just, you can see some of the letters, not many. There's her eye. There's her part in her mouth. You can see her ear. You know, pretty much the bust, you can see the bust. You can see some hair detail. It's not, you can't see individual hairs. The bun. But everything, you can see some stars. So after looking at this, let me get my book open here.
So Paul is looking at the red book, and he's
I'm looking at a 1977 edition.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Great Finds.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Great Finds. Welcome. Appreciate y'all joining us. Oh, Danny boy, just a digging. Welcome. Well, and what we said that was the coronet.
That's a matron head.
A matron. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It has the bun, but it's not a braided bun.
And mine don't have anything to look for because my book is so old.
Yeah.
It's of 1818
Let me do this.
would be the coronet, would. Yeah. Coronet types runs from 1816 to 1857, according to my book.
Yes.
Okay. If it was in good detail, we'd have head details partly visible, even wear on the date and legend. Well, we've got some head detail, but not, you barely can see the date. I mean, and that, like I said, that's after toothpicking, trying to get as much off as I could around the date. But if we jump up to very good, Liberty, date, stars, and legends clear, which this is not. I mean, it is. You can see some, like I said, some of the stars. You can see some of the letters. But I wouldn't put this coin past good on this coin.
Okay.
Look at the reverse. And the reverse is just, I mean, you can see some of the wreath. You can see a letter. I'm
Letter E.
I'm not going to say letters. I mean, you can make the T out a little bit.
Yes.
Right here. But everything, and part of the N right there. Let me pull this down a little bit. I mean, you can see faint N. You can see a faint O. But the C and the E is not there. I mean, it's just not there.
Yeah.
You can see part of the wreath. I call it dental work. What do you call it, Jonathan?
Denticles.
Denticles. You can't even see them. So, you know, my gosh, it's been in the ground forever.
Yeah, and you all know this copper is, unlike gold or silver, it's not a noble metal. It corrodes very, very quickly like nickel. So, yeah, it's been in the ground for probably 150 years.
So I'd grade this coin about a good. I mean, that's Audra, Jersey History Hunter. Welcome. We're looking at your coin you dug that Deej won, and Deej sent it to me. It is an 1818, Audra. I don't know if you caught that. But this coin, I would grade as a good. Jonathan, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I have the ANA standards. So let me do this. Do you want to get my cam up? I need to change cameras, though. Yes, you have to press buttons, Paul. I'll wait. I'm not doing anything. My hands are up.
Hey, look.
Well done. All right, hold on.
I've got it. I've got it tonight.
You're doing well. You're doing very well. Hold on. Let's see. Let me change cameras.
Don't say nothing.
All right. This is. Let's see. So again, this is the ANA grading standards for United States coins. They only
Hello, Phil Bortner, Maine Relic Hunters.
And this is their picture and their description of about good. And it says, well, actually, Paul, can you put this page up there and put the coin next to it so we can do a comparison? Or is that not possible? I can just go through this.
Hold on. Okay. Let me go out. No. Here I go, pushing buttons. Let's do this. Do this.
There's Audra, hello. Here, hello. All right. Well, here, this is what it says for about good, according to the ANA. Outline design, parts of date and legend are worn smooth. Now, I don't believe, if we're going to grade conservatively, we can say that there's a partial liberty, but not quite that. The date, not quite that. Can you see any of the stars? Because the obverse for about good, it said, head is outlined with all details worn away. Date is very weak but readable. Liberty and stars are only partially visible. Stars are partly worn away. And the reverse says entire design and rim are partially worn away. Some letters in the legend are readable. So I would say, again, keeping in mind, this is a relic. This was in the ground for well over 100 years, I'm sure. I wouldn't put it at about good. I'd put it below that, which is poor. It doesn't have a description of poor. But a poor coin basically means you can see enough details in the coin where you can identify it, but you can't necessarily see a whole lot beyond that. So yeah, it definitely has some corrosion from being in the ground. That's to be expected. It's copper. And I don't think, again, if we go conservatively with the criteria, I don't think it would hit about good. So I'd put it at a grade below above good, based on this description. So are you there, Paul?
Hold on. I have to add myself back to the stream so I can.
Oh, okay. Well, you can take. Well, here, let's do this. So anyway, that would be my rationale for saying that coin is probably would be graded according to the standards, would get a grade of poor. About good is 3. It will probably be poor 1.
Like Mark Thomas said about poor.
Mark said that too?
Mark Thomas. Yeah, about
to
poor.
A detectorist, it's a beautiful coin. Yeah, exactly, Mark. You're talking about two different frames of reference here. But coin collectors have to grade according to the standards that are given to them in the hobby, and that's what it would get. Is it a great addition to the collection? Absolutely. Does it have a great story behind it? Absolutely. Would it fetch hundreds of dollars at a coin show? No. but it's neat. It's a neat coin. And let me, I think if I do this right, get back here.
All right, I'm going to take this one out. No. I'm going exit solo. All right.
Yeah, Deej brought up a really good point. It would be a good sort of test case for a metal detecting garden or workbench, whatever you want to call it, where you bury it, and you'll know it's going to ring up the same as another large cent. So
yes,
and
it is.
Audra said she found it in a farm field. Yeah, I think of all the fertilizers, natural and unnatural, and all those years of moisture and freezing and thawing and all that's going to have an impact.
Now, Audrey, you found this at Eugene's? Or is it another farm field you got permission? And guys, if you got a coin that you want graded, don't send me the coin. Just send me a good, clear picture of the obverse and the reverse. And, we'll look at it. And I'd like to keep this series going. Okay, Audrey. And, just for fun, we'll look at it and we'll give it a grade and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Let me do something right here. The screen got.
Your screen? It looks good on my end.
Okay. Jonathan, you got a coin you want to look at, don't you?
I do. I have them in order, 1, 2, or 3. You pick the number and I'll put it under the scope.
Let's just start with number 1.
With number 1, all right. This is the story that I told you before we went on. That there's a story connected with it when I was a kid.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's not a bad story. Well, I don't know. Somebody might cringe when they hear it. Let me do this.
And let me do this.
Let me close that. All right. Who can tell what it is? Well, here in fairness, I'll do that. It's a bust $50. And this was, I think, in the last time we did this, or the time before that, I had some of my grandfather's coins. That's how I got started in coin collecting. This was in his coin collection, but it was toned as it should be, probably toned kind of like that color. It was a dark tone, as silver will get over time. And when I was about 9, 10 years old, getting started in coin collecting, but not seriously, I thought, you know what? I could probably clean this a little bit and get it shiny and see some of those details.
Yeah.
And, I suppose by rights, my parents should have been really, really upset with me, but they weren't. They understood I didn't do it out of, I certainly didn't do it maliciously.
Right.
But it's interesting to see that it's, silver does slowly retone, but this would be obviously identified as a cleaned coin, a nice coin, but a cleaned coin. It does not have original surfaces. So what, actually look at that. It's got some neat kind of oranges there too, doesn't it? Oranges and purple.
Yes.
So I'm just leaving this. I put it in one of these. I have it in an airtight, but I keep it in. I just took it out for this. So, do you want to start with your grade, or do you want me to jump in, or?
Okay, let's.
This one, I have not graded this. I think because I cleaned it.
That would be a cap drape bust, correct?
Yep. 1830 capped bust.
Okay. Wow. All mine has is fine, very fine, or extra fine. Wait a minute. See if there's any other details.
Start with the middle then, maybe. Yes, Mark, it is the large 0 right there. Yeah, they made two different varieties: a large 0 in 30, and they had a smaller 0.
1830s. Let me make sure I'm in the right section, Jonathan. All right, 36. 30, okay.
Yeah, when you see a coin that has really dark toning in those hard to get spots if you're cleaning it, and then you see something like that there, but then you see that on this side, and you see a lot of cleanness there. And if you look carefully, you can see some really tiny parallel lines going that way.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you the coin's been cleaned.
That shows you Jonathan's got a hold of it.
Yep. 9-year-old Jonathan. I would not do it today.
We have a good, very good, fine, very fine, extra fine. Let's go with at least very good. We know it's better than that.
It is.
Liberty visible but faint.
Oh, Liberty's pretty strong.
Distinguishable. Clasp of shoulder is visible.
That's what they're referring to there.
Okay. And curl above it is nearly smooth.
That's what they're referring to there, that curl.
Well, that's better. I mean, that's a little better than smooth.
Yep.
All right, we'll go up to fine, clasp, and adjacent curl, clearly outlined with slight detail. It's got more than slight detail. Go to very fine, clasp at shoulder, clear. Curl has wear only on the high points. Hair over brow, distinguishable. All right. Yep. Let's go to extra fine, which is the last listing. Clasp and adjacent curl, fairly sharp. Brow and hair above, distinct. Curls are well defined.
Okay, get that. I mean, I can zoom in if you want, but you can see the curvature there.
Yeah. So, according to my book, this is extra fine or better.
Yeah, that's what I would put it at as well. Extremely fine. In this book for extremely fine, it says wear shows on hair above eye and ear. So there's a little bit of wear there. There's some wear there, but not a tremendous amount. And lightly on the cap and curls. Well, very lightly there. And very lightly on the curls, like there, this part, that part, that part. Drapery is lightly worn at neckline and spots. So there's the neckline. The drapery is worn in spots. Well, I guess it is a little bit worn there. A little bit worn there. Ear and shoulder clasp are bold. Well, I'd say the ear is bold. The shoulder clasp, I mean, you can see the outside and the inside. But my understanding also with Liberty Capped is that sometimes the strike is not super strong on the clasp. Star details are complete. Yeah, you can see them. On this one, you can see the lines and the stars. See some lines there.
Okay, now that you're on the stars, Mark Thomas said, what about the stars on the right side?
Yeah, well, they're certainly complete.
But I see some difference in the stars.
Like what?
All right, look toward her breast.
Towards what?
Her breast. That star right there.
Yep.
And then look at the one up at the top next to the L in Liberty.
Yep.
They look different.
They are. There's definitely wear.
I don't know if that's what Mark was alluding to, but you know, even that bottom star next to the 0 is different than the other 5.
Right.
On that side.
That's right. Now, is that because of wear or is that because of a weak strike? We don't know. Well, let's look at the reverse, see if we get some more clues from there.
I seen Kane Beepin come in, said he couldn't stay. Plugs for days. Welcome. All right.
All right, reverse.
Look at the detail.
High points of the eagle and the shield are worn. Okay, I mean, there's some wear in the high part of the wing there, some wear there, some wear at the top of the head. As far as the shield goes, usually when you see wear, it's in these horizontal lines. I don't really see anything there, but maybe right there. But each detail is clearly defined. Neck and tail feathers are very lightly worn. So the neck and the tail feathers are lightly worn. Well, again, I think they are worn. You know, there's some wear going from here all the way down. Not as much wear there, maybe right up there. Talons, arrows, and olive branch show light wear. So the talons, yeah, the olive branch, yeah, there's a little bit of wear there.
Yeah.
Probably more there. And the arrows, yeah, you can kind of see where the shaft of the arrow is in the arrowhead. There's some wear there. You can see the shaft right about there where it stops. So, yeah, I would say this is at least extremely fine. Or I'm sorry, I would say this is conservatively extremely fine. It might hit higher, but I certainly wouldn't be tempted to put it much higher because I know it's been cleaned.
Yeah, and Plugsy says the coin definitely was not in circulation very long at all.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to see if it would hit AU based on the details, but I think based upon what we both read, extremely fine. It fits that definition.
All right.
So there is that.
All right, let's. All right, now we're going to look at another large cent that I picked up from Cheapskate Coins. And before I show this coin, don't cringe. We are getting close to Halloween. Just remember that. Mark said he would grade that as a G4.
We'll talk, Mark. Okay, we'll talk. You build an e-bike for me, and we'll talk.
Oh wait, but yeah, when I show this coin, y'all don't cringe. Like I said, we are getting close to Halloween, and let's just
better have candy.
add it. Solo it.
TP your house.
All right. Yeah. Almost zombie this Liberty, didn't they? We have a 1851. And get to the spot here. Now, there is errors on the 1851. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There is an error on the 1851. It says there's in the 1844s also. Both of these errors actually have their final two digits punched over an inverted 18.
Now, do you think this coin is a 51 over 18 or whatever you'd really have to focus on the 51 and see. I mean, right from here, I can't see anything, but I'm not terribly well versed in that variety.
Get it down here where we can. The wrong way. This ain't so hard. There we go. I do not think it's a 51 over 18. If I can hold it still, I'm having to hold it up.
Yeah, I don't see any indication of an overdate there at all. I mean, I think it'd be easiest to see in the one because the one is just, a vertical line pretty much. And you'd be able to see anything to the left or right.
So let's set that back down. Let's zoom back in. I mean, even there you would see it.
So that means when they punch the date, whoever prepared that die, when they punch the date, they flip the coin kind of 180 degrees where the date would be. And they, I don't know what they were drinking that day.
So,
hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. MA Lyman 24, welcome to the house.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Paul. I don't know how I could grade that. It has so much damage. Post-mint damage. Somebody took a round tool of some sort and looks like they just hammered into it for whatever reason.
I mean, just destroyed it, really. I mean, It looks like it's been mashed flat right there. Right here. Looks like it's been mashed flat, and it shows on the reverse. The denticles are there, but some are hard to see. The date's been mashed up. All right. If I was to grade this and knowing it's scratched up all over the place, I mean, even in good condition, it's considerably worn. And
yeah, you really have to use your imagination and try to picture this without the gouges, just based on the other details that you can see.
I mean, you can go ahead.
I was going to say, look at the braid. So it's called a braided large cent because of the braid underneath Liberty. And look at the beads in the hair bun, if you want to call it that, where it's bunched up in the back. You can make out some of the beads, right?
Yeah.
And you can make out some of the braid underneath Liberty. And even without or trying to pretend the damage isn't there, you can make out BER.
Let me get it.
A little bit of T.
BER in the T.
And in my book, it says for good. Hair and bun show very few details. Parts of Liberty, the coronet's like the crown she's wearing that has Liberty on it, and the eye show. Well, again, you got to sort of look at where the eye is and say, yeah, there's a gouge in it because of the knucklehead who nailed it with whatever, but you can see a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You can see part of Liberty. You can see a little bit of the coronet, right? You can see the point of it at the top of her head. The hair cord, yep, exactly. And the hair cord, which is those beads we were looking at, the hair cord still has some visible beads, which it does. And on the reverse, if you want to give it a flipperoo, most of the letters in the legends, United States of America, are visible. And again,
they're visible, but
they're smashed, but they're visible. So if it didn't have all of those hits, I would have no problem grading it good. It might hit on a good day. It might hit very good 8, but it's just kind of hard to say because a lot of the details you'd look at have been hit with that gouge.
Yeah. And then whatever they done to flatten it out.
Yeah.
Right here. This is, flip it back over, it's up here. When we flip it over, it's down here.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, it's unfortunate that it has that damage to it, but
I know.
I'd say somewhere in the area of good, very good.
All right. We'll exit solo.
I think poor Liberty got her braids caught in some sort of industrial machinery and had an accident, a terrible accident.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan, we'll move on to your next one.
All right. Well, we did number 1. You went 2, 3.
2.
Going to be, I might want to zoom in a bit. Oh, sorry. This is going to be similar to the coin we just saw 3 coins ago. Maybe I can even go in a little closer. This might be too much. I want you to get the entire coin in view so you can. Okay. So this is a matron head cent. It's from 1820. There we go. Okay. And what do we see? Well, looking at Liberty, we have a partial L, partial I, BERTY are pretty clear. The curls, their pair detail is pretty much worn flat. The stars, up here, they're kind of worn into the rim and the denticles. The date is clear. You can see a little bit of detail in the eye. You can see some detail in the ear, some detail on the mouth, but it's worn. So let's look at the other side. So here's the reverse. There's a rim ding there. So we can see all the letters in 1 cent. We can see the outline of the wreath and a little bit of the details. There's a little bit of, leaf detail there and a little bit of separation there, but not much. Very, very little. And legend United States of America is clear, but especially on America, it's beginning to get worn into the rim. Okay, so let's flip it back and let's see what we would get for a grade. So Paul, do you want to give it a grade? I already graded this one, by the way. Paul's going to push those buttons again.
I have to add myself to the stream.
But I think what's going to drive the grade really is Liberty. It's going to be the details in the hair.
Head details partly visible, even wear on date and legend. All right. Can you still hear me, Jonathan?
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
Okay. It's very good. Liberty, date, stars, legends are clear. Part of hair cord visible.
All right. Now, by hair cord, they mean you can't see it. There and there, her hair is tied up in that bun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not beaded like it was with the last coin. It's just I don't know what you'd call it. It's not quite a ribbon. It's a cord, I guess.
Yeah. And then at fine, it says all hairlines show, hair cord shows uniformly.
Okay. So we know it's not fine. You said very good. What about the hair cord?
Part of the hair cord visible.
No, it's not that.
No. So according to my book, where head details partly visible, even wear on date and legends. That's that good.
Okay. Well, so there's the date. Yeah, there's even wear in the date. The legend they're referring to United States of America. And even wear, well, United States of is stronger than America, but you can read everything, certainly. And you said that described a good?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I graded it as. In fact, I'll, if you can read that.
Uh-huh.
There it is. Good. Yeah, I graded it as a strong good. Because in this book it says the definition of good is heavily worn, design and legends are visible, but faint in spots. On the obverse, the hair shows no detail. Well, no, it does not show any detail. I guess right here, you see a little bit of the curl, but the detail is pretty much flat. Parts of Liberty and about half of the back hair cord can show, but the ear, eye, and rim are worn smooth. Well, there's none of the hair cord there. But you can see some detail in the eye and in the ear. The rim is worn nearly smooth. Well, you get some denticles here, but yeah, it's worn smooth up here. Stars are weak but visible. Yep, all those stars are there. Yep. You can see them, but they're weak. Especially maybe that one and that one. That one's rather weak. And on the reverse, for good, it says all letters in the legend are visible but weak. Well, yep. United States of America, you can see them, but there's some weakness there. The wreath is worn smooth. Yep. It is worn smooth with the bow and the ribbon outlined. So yeah, you can see right there where the bow and the ribbon would be. It's outlined, but you can't see any details. So that is, in this book, the description for good, and that's what I gave this.
Mark Thomas give it a G6.7.
I'm surprised. I usually don't put the number there. I'm surprised for good. I put good 6, but
Alan
it's
Hedricks.
Good.
Welcome. If I've not said hello to you guys, I apologize.
Yeah, it is hard doing these streams and keeping track of the chat. So, hello everybody who hopped in.
Yeah,
another thing I noted on here,
hard.
Paul.
Yes.
Is large scents like this in good condition. You know, they're not ridiculously expensive unless it's a really rare date. But you know, you can get them if you buy a couple of coins a year and you want to get something. These are neat. I put a note that according to, I think last time or the time before that we did this, according to PCGS, there are only 2,000 of these coins in all grades that are in existence. So, I mean, there are more than 2,000 coin collectors out there. So if you get one of these or whatever date it is, that kind of adds a little more collectibility to it. And again, I think that's really neat because, you know, 2,000. Oh.
That was the 1820.
1820, yes.
Now you have a 20 over a 19.
This is not an overdate. No.
You have a small date and a large date variety.
Yes. And this is the small date. I don't know if you can see it. I wrote it on there. 1820 small date.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look at a coin was the first United States commemorative coin. It is the Colombian half dollar. C.E. Barber designed the obverse showing the bust of Columbus, and G.T. Morgan designed the reverse having representation of the Columbus flagship, the Santa Maria, and 2 hemispheres. The coin were sold for $8, for $1. The coins were sold for $1 each at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago during the 1893. A great many remained unsold, and a substantial quantity was released later for circulation at face value. There is no grade on this coin, but I can tell you in 1977, the one I'm going to show you, the 1893, there was an 1892 and an 1893 with the same design. There was 1 million in the 1893. There was 1,550,405 coins minted. Extra fine would be worth $6, and uncirculated would be worth $20. So, like I said, there's no other Let's add this one back to the stream. And we'll just look at this like this.
Yeah, grading commemoratives is really a challenge because books like the Red Book will, well, first, commemoratives aren't even mentioned, I don't believe, in this book, which is why I popped over and got my Red Book. And they have grades, but they don't have the criteria for those grades. And I think that's because most commemoratives were designed to be collectibles. They didn't circulate. Sometimes they did, but usually they didn't. So usually the prices are going to be from about uncirculated up to the various mint states.
I mean, this has got a lot of great detail. I was gifted this from Charlie Reiser.
Yay, Charlie.
I mean, it's just a beautiful coin. It is a dark colored coin. Jonathan, it is silver, is it not?
It is. Yeah, it's 90% silver.
This is the reverse. The 1492 commemorates the year of the voyage to the New World.
Yeah. They were minted in 1892 and 93. You see both dates sometimes. Right. You have the 93.
Yeah, this is the 93. It is not in mint condition.
No.
I mean, it's been circulated, but it's been circulated well. I mean, somebody had it and probably put it up. Like you said, it's a commemorative coin. The Santa Maria, 2 hemispheres. And guys, we are streaming from right about there. Oh my! But all in all, it's a cool coin to have in your collection.
It absolutely is. Yeah, that's a nice one.
That is a nice one. And like I said, I'll hold it up. Let's exit solo. Try to exit solo. And I mean, you can see how dark it is.
Right.
I mean,
that is a coin that if you wanted to get a definitive grade, you'd probably want to go on an auction site like Heritage and just look at the different, because when you search for coins on Heritage, you can search by grade and just say, okay, show me all the coins that are about uncirculated, and you can get nice big pictures, and you can compare the details and go up or down from there.
All right.
All right, Dan, have a great night.
See you, Dan. Thank you for coming in with us tonight.
Alan said, I have some coins I can send in for you to grade.
Alan, if you want to just send me some pictures, some good, clear pictures. You don't have to send the coins. And yeah, we'll be more than glad to look at them. Get a good, clear picture with the obverse and the reverse, and we'll be more than glad to do it. If you'll look in my About section on my YouTube page, my email is there. In fact, let me do this. I'm pushing buttons.
Just don't push the one that says end stream. I've not tried this on my phone, so wonder what the...
And for some reason, my post comment bar is not on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Alan, there is my email address. You can shoot me an email, the pictures.
Alan said he can do that.
We'll be more than glad. Anybody who wants to send pictures, there's my email. Send me some pictures, and I will grade your coins for you.
Yeah, do that. 'Cause this isn't so much for us; it's for all of you to practice.
And that'll keep what's your grade right on trucking. Okay, Alan, that sounds good, buddy. So, Jonathan, you got another coin?
I do have another coin.
Guys, we're going to run over tonight. So,
we are. So if it's...
So we're having fun. It don't seem like we've been on an hour. Okay, Janet. Whoa, we got here. Let me solo Mr. Jonathan's beautiful coin right here.
Anybody know what that is? No, I'll have to... Oh, Janet said, yeah, that's great, Janet. This is a shield nickel. Here's the obverse. And that's what the reverse looks like. Now, nickels are kind of tricky because nickels don't tone so much like silver coins do. So I'm sitting on the fence as to whether or not this was... I don't think this was cleaned as far as somebody put something on it and wiped it with a cloth. They might have dipped it in something. Or it could just be it was natural color and it was put away. I really don't know. So one thing that I think is interesting about this is, let me zoom in. There are a bunch of interesting things. If you look on the one there and there, and if you look at the bottom of the 8s, there and there, and if you look at the bottom of the 6, that has some doubling.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at, let's see.
Do I spot a die crack?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. There's a little die crack there. There's a die crack running from here all the way down.
And then from where it makes that point, it runs across the leaf.
Yeah, and look at the O in God.
Yeah.
So this is what's called a late die state. It's back in the day. Well, first, nickel, even though it's called a nickel, it's only 25% nickel. It's 75% copper. But they're still called a nickel. But having that much nickel in the alloy makes it a very, very hard metal to stamp compared to something like copper or silver. So it really did wear down the dies a lot. And back in the 1800s, they would use dies until they were done with them. So they weren't so much concerned if there were things like die cracks in them. They would just pretty much use the dies until they broke. So yeah, that's that. And that's the 5. And there's nothing spectacular as far as die cracks or doubling that I could tell. There
was 28,817,000 of them minted.
Yeah. All right, so as far as a grade, what kinds of things are we looking at with the shield nickel?
All right.
All right. I'll open up my book, see what it says.
And I'll go ahead and read what I've got.
Right. You start us off, Paul.
At good, all letters in motto readable. At very good, motto stands out clearly. Rim worn slightly, but even. Part of the shield lines visible. So I think it's a little better than that. At very good, we have motto stands out clearly. Rim worn slightly, but even. Part of the shield lines visible. I think it's better than that. At fine, it says half of each olive leaf it is smooth. That would be on the reverse.
Oh, those are the olive leaves right there.
Yeah. At extra fine, we have leaf tip shows slight wear, crossover shield slightly worn. And that's all mine's got. I believe that's better than extra fine.
Okay. I graded this as extremely fine. This is an old one, so I grew up. So why did I put extremely fine? Let's see what it matches with this book. Extremely fine. Slight wear shows on the cross and on the tips of the leaves. I'll zoom in here. And again, we have to remember this is a late dye state. So as they mint these nickels, the details in the dye are going to get a little mushier, I guess you can say. But slight wear shows on the cross. All right, well, you can still make out the interior outline of the cross, but yeah, there's some wear there. And at the tips of the leaves.
Hello, Don Williams.
End of the dye crack there. Hello, Don.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Some doubling there too. And the tips of the leaves, yeah, there's a little bit of wear there. Now, I don't think that rib by design went much farther than that, but I'd say there's some wear on the tips of the leaves. Like that one especially, it looks like it has a little bit of wear. Okay. High points of leaves are worn but show details. Yeah. I mean, the high points are worn, but you can see the olive, you can see the rib, you can see the outline, you can see the separation, you can see the stem. And the reverse doesn't give us much, but it says the numeral and the stars are worn, but all the details are visible. Well, I'm not really sure what they mean by that, but the stars are worn, but you can make out the separation in the stars. You can make out those lines. And some are stronger than others. So yeah, that's a description of an extremely fine shield nickel. And
good looking nickel.
I think it hits all those points. Yeah, let me go back here. If I remember correctly, back in the day, this was not a very popular coin because people thought this looked like a tombstone.
Yeah.
And they thought it was kind of morbid, I guess. But I don't know. I've always liked this design. I think it's really neat. And it is rather patriotic. So yeah, there we are. That is an extremely fine 1868 shield nickel with doubling and die cracks and all other sorts of interesting sorts of things. And it is, I think, it is fun to look at 3-cent nickels of that time period and 3-cent and the 5-cent shield nickels, because you do see a lot of those things like doubling and die cracks, especially because they really did. They used those dies as much as they could. They really got their money out of the dies, and so you do find some with those sorts of anomalies. Makes it interesting.
Yep.
Yes. Hello, Don. That could be Dawn. No Lady Liberty. Although from there, it kind of went to the Barber design, the Liberty design, and I don't know. Is that a lady? That's a lady. It's kind of not a particularly attractive one.
All right.
Marty said, I dug a 3-cent nickel, 1866. Yeah.
Oh, wow. 3-cent piece, shield nickel. There's a bunch of stuff's on my wish list. So,
well, it's good to have a wish list. Let me see. Now, if you want, let's see if this is going to work. Give me a moment here. Sorry. Now I'm clicking buttons. No, this will work. Did you want to talk about that treasure story?
Sure.
I love reading these kinds of things when they happen, because they don't happen that often. And
right.
I think whether you're a metal detecting in a field or the forest or in a park or wherever, this obviously wasn't in a park. This was an undersea treasure story, but it's just, I think it's great. It must be absolutely amazing to find what these people have found. Backstage, Paul, I've shared a picture which will kind of go with what I'm about to read.
Let me do something right here. I'm going to miss the chat. I'm going to close my computer out on my cam, and that way I can get to your.
I wonder if I can't do it.
All right, just. There we go.
So that's one of the things that was found. But this is from it's from CNN. And it's the story goes, it was from August 3rd. Hoard of priceless treasures recovered from 350-year-old Spanish shipwreck. Stories of buried treasure and ancient shipwrecks have captivated for centuries, from pirate tales to Hollywood blockbusters. For one team of explorers, however, the legend became reality when they uncovered a trove of artifacts from a 350-year-old sunken Spanish galleon, including coins, gemstones, and priceless jewels once belonging to seafaring knights. The Nuestra Senora de las Maravillas, Our Lady of Wonders, sank in 1656 after it collided with another boat from its fleet and crashed into a coral reef off the Bahamas. The vessel was carrying a haul of treasure, some of which was reserved as royal tax for King Philip IV from Cuba to Seville, Spain. The ship contained more cargo than usual, as it had been also tasked with transporting treasure retrieved from another ship that sunk 2 years earlier. So this ship had its own treasure, plus treasure that was recovered from another ship that sank. There have already been successful attempts to retrieve the ship's cargo, with almost 3.5 million items recovered between the 1650s and 1990s, according to shipwreck specialist Allen Exploration, which carried out a 2-year expedition from 2020. But the latest discoveries, which are going on display this month at the Bahama Maritime Museum, offer fresh insight into life aboard the vessel. Using remote sensing technology such as sonar and magnetometers, Allen Exploration tracked a long and winding debris trail of finds scattered over a 13-kilometer stretch of ocean floor. So that's about 8 miles. So, when you think about these ships that sank and the treasures that are retrieved, it's not usually in one spot. It's over miles and miles, which makes it much more challenging. Among the discoveries was the 1.76 meter long gold filigree chain and several bejeweled pendants. That's one of the pendants that once belonged to Knights of the Order of Santiago, a centuries-old religious and military order. One of the gold pendants features a large oval Colombian emerald and a dozen smaller emeralds. In fact, I have that one. Let me, I think I have a picture of that one. Yeah, that one. Let me share that screen. There, that's the pendant that was found.
All right,
there we go. So yeah, that's a pendant that was found. They found this wine bottle, this kind of onion bottle with gems. I won't read the entire article. I'm just going to scroll through it, but that's just amazing.
Is a cool pendant.
That is.
And
those aren't cigars.
Those are an onion bottle.
Yeah, right there.
Oh wow!
And there's a chain that they. Oh, it's not. Oh, can't show that one. That's from a different story. But anyway, there's the chain, obviously, and the gold coins and silver coins. But when I hear stories like that, it just goes to show there are still so many treasures waiting to be found. Whatever those treasures are, wherever those treasures may be.
Is that petrified poop?
No, those are silver bars, Paul. I don't think it would have lasted that long, but I'm sure when their ship sank, those sailors were a little bit did some different things.
Thank you, Janet Chapman. We're glad you enjoyed it.
But anyway, I saw that story and I thought, that's just absolutely amazing.
Lord, one thing don't I would show love that to get, pendant to Belinda. She'll want it.
Well, you take her to the Bahamas. You're closer than I am, and you can go see this museum. But that's really amazing.
It is, and it's like you said, it's out there to be found.
Yeah.
Just being in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
I mean,
there's a close-up. There's that pendant.
I mean, I get tickled to death if I find a mercury dime.
Right. And
think about how I would be if I found something historical like that.
That's right. That's right.
And Dawn, I would have my heart attack. Oh my.
Yeah, I think that's just absolutely amazing when things like that are found. Now, I don't know how the article did not say what this wasn't found by somebody just randomly diving. This took a lot of years for them to find it. And so there was a lot of expense involved. And the company was not doing this out of charity. They were doing this for profit. They have costs and they have investors. So I don't know what the division of the treasure is, but obviously something would have been worked out with the government of the Bahamas and those people. So I don't know if the government of the Bahamas bought the treasure and then paid the company that salvaged the treasure. I don't know if some of the pieces were allowed to be auctioned off. I don't know. I'm going to guess pieces like that medallion and the crucifix and the chain, those are one of a kind things. Those wouldn't be sold. But if there were a lot of gold and silver coins, I imagine those probably are what were sold for.
Can you zoom in on that gold medallion or pendant?
Let's see. This one or that one?
No, the one up next to the silver bar. It's got the string on it.
That has the string on it.
You say it's on the left side of. There you go.
That's the best I can do.
Okay. I seen some lettering on there. Looks like a big S.
Are you look? I mean, you can kind of see the magnet. Are you looking at this?
Yeah. Now bring your cursor down to the left, about middle of the page. The gold pendant.
Oh, this.
Come on over. The pendant itself, goes on the necklace or whatever.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Right here. Yeah, it does
look
like there's
monogram in there.
Yeah. So that was probably for some very rich Spanish lady. But yeah, just absolutely amazing. Really is absolutely amazing.
It's crazy. I mean, you know it's out there, and like I said, you just got to find it.
Yeah. And if you find it, this is a question that's been asked by, well, here, let me stop sharing the screen. Don says S for Shelley, so you can work on that, Don. Course. Yeah. The sailors that held onto them all found themselves standing on the ocean floor looking up. Yeah, unfortunately. Let's ask the chat. This is a no judgment zone. And be honest, you're among friends. I know what my answer would be. If you found something, maybe not so much one of those pendants because that's one of a kind. And if you ever wanted to sell it, questions would be asked and that sort of thing. And so it would have to be authenticated. But if you found something like a really amazing gold coin or a collection of gold coins, maybe 10 or 20, would you say anything? Would you publish it? Would you tell the government and pay your fair share of taxes on it?
Oh no!
I'm just okay. Let's not even put the taxes. Let's forget about the taxes. If you found one gold Spanish coin, right? You're at the beach and all of a sudden you get a good hit, and it's a 2 escudo Spanish coin worth probably worth thousands of dollars. Don says not telling. Janet says yes.
Said yes. Mark Bird said nope. And Petey Sandigger said, "Oh my."
Well, I guess that's kind of well, that question's kind of open to interpretation because, as I understand it, if you are detecting on a beach and you find something, you don't have to report it like you do in England, I guess. But
Jim Steele said, "No effing way." Janet said she'd feel guilty. So,
well, I mean, the thing is, you'd want to share your good fortune and your story with people. And if it's something that you didn't have to give up, that I guess is one thing. But I think in Florida and in a lot of places, if you find something in the water, it's considered state property because it's considered salvage. If you find it on the beach, it's not. It's fair for the taking. So I guess there's that too. I mean, if you
Don said they can have it when I'm dead. It's not the taxes. I would wait for a while. Dee said I'd leave it for her son when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Here's another question. I mean, you're out there metal detecting. You're doing your video.
Yeah.
Does it make it to the video? I mean, you got to brag a little bit, but there again, it's I mean, if you didn't want anybody to know, it wouldn't make it to the video for sure. But I mean, it's just,
yeah.
you know, a select group is going to see it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
How far does it go from, because if somebody's seen the video,
right,
and then goes on to say, well, let's go with Deej. Deej found this awesome gold coin or a collection of coins, and then it goes from one person to another to another. Eventually, I would say the government's going to find out about it.
Right. And where did you find it? Did you find it on public land? And will the government want their share? Will some historical society say it's historically significant? It's tough. I mean, obviously, well, I'm going to say obviously. I know the people in here. If you found something, if you got permission to detect on somebody's farm, and you dug up an old can of gold coins, of course you'd want to. It belongs to the person you are whose permission you have. Legally it's their property. I mean, that's not so much what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about if you were at a beach and the rule is if you find something, it's yours. It's
yours. That's right.
So I'm not so talking about if somebody gives you permission to detect their farm and you find something amazing. Of course you're gonna it's theirs, and hopefully they're gonna split it with you or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Don said nope. They can see the pull tabs in the video. Dave said yes, and then into the safe.
Well, that brings up another question that I have, because I'm not a huge detectorist, as I think I like detecting. I metal detect, but I the coins that I acquire, I collect from coin shops and coin shows and things like that. If you detect somebody's property, right? You get permission. You knock on their door. Hey, can I detect your farm? Sure, you can. Do you have any contract with them as to what division will be if you find something amazing? If you dig up that Civil War era can of gold $20 coins, ethically what you should do. If it were your land, you'd hope that somebody would tell you about it. But is there anything that you put in writing as to what the division of anything would be? Or I think I don't know if Mike is still here, Mike Lyman, but Mike said, if I find something, I show the homeowner and they get first choice. If they want it, if he finds something really amazing and the homeowner says, yeah, I like that, it goes to the homeowner.
That's I've been real fortunate. My permissions have verbally said I can keep everything I wanted. Now, there's one place that I do have permission from. He has told me this, that I can keep everything, but I still say, here's what we found.
Yeah.
Is any of it, maybe family related, which
right.
Anything I am going to find is going to be family related because his grandparents and great grandparents have lived on this property for 100+ years.
Yeah.
But he still insists anything I find, we can keep. And
so you don't bother showing them?
Oh, I still show them.
You still show them, yeah.
I still show them everything we find. And they said, okay,
yeah,
that's cool. Take it with you.
Well, that's a good way to do it. Jim said, when I detected private property, if I found anything valued at over $1,000, okay, who does that valuation? I split the value with the property owner, 50-50. I even tell them that before I detect. That's good. No, I guess that's what I was kind of getting at, Jim. I like that idea of having that kind of full disclosure before you do it. I know some people actually have a piece of paper that says in writing what, if I get hurt on the property, the owner is not liable. I'm liable. I take on all responsibility for any injuries that I may incur. I'll do this. I'll do that. It outlines what you're going to do. And if you find something, who gets first choice. And yeah, again, I'm thinking more if you're on somebody's property, not so much if you find grandma's diamond ring. Of course, you're going to, there could be some sentimental value there. But if you find a $20 St. Gaudens that somebody just dropped, 100 years ago, that's a $2,000 coin, if not more. Do you just say, here's a $2,000 coin and I hope I get something, but if I don't, I'm just going to bite my tongue? Or I don't know. That's a tricky one, because I could see some people saying, no, absolutely, you found it, it's yours. I can see some people saying, absolutely, you found it, let's split it. I can see some people saying, basically, screw you, that's on my property, I want that. I don't know what's the right thing, what's the fair thing to do.
Hello, Shirley.
Deej says, most farmers don't want anything. I have offered what I found. One farmer asked for first large cent. That's it. Okay. PD says, we don't show the owners and hope they don't take it. Oh, I'm sorry. We show the owners and hope they don't take it. Yeah, that's PD. I guess that's what a lot of detectors do. They just say, here you go, and fingers crossed I'm going to get it back.
Yeah. Shelley said, if I found a really good treasure, you'd have to tear it from my dead, bloody hands.
But if you found it, Shelley, would you disclose it? If it were on private property or if it were on public land? And I gave it to them when I dug it last year. That's nice, Deej. And, I don't know, not to sound, metaphysical or anything, but I think there's karma in the world. If you do something good for someone, it's going to come back to you. So
exactly.
Dawn said, our permissions haven't wanted anything. If we find another Conestoga bell, the property owner will get it. Okay. Marty says, I found a 10-gram, 14-karat gold men's wedding band and offered it to the homeowner. They took a beat up Tonka truck. Well, I guess if it's not, Shelley says, we show our permissions. Yeah.
Now, Janet Chapman said we found a time capsule and we gave it to the city.
Oh, that's neat. That's really neat. Because that would be that could be a big deal. And he said, that's the least I could do for the many years they've let me detect. Exactly.
All right. Well, Jonathan, is there anything else you want to add or talk about?
I just want to say thank you for doing this again, Paul. It's fun. It's fun chatting. Fun bringing up the what if kinds of questions and that sort of thing. And grading coins is something that, you acquire over time. You use different tools. I personally like the book. Some people like using something like PCGS PhotoGrade. That's a great tool. It doesn't matter what tool you use as long as you just practice it and get better at it. And
it's a lot of fun. I mean, now these coins were straight out of our own collection. Some I have dug.
Yeah.
Some Jonathan has had for years, and it's just fun to get them out and look at them, and share where you stream and stuff, and where your chat.
I'm going to ask everybody in chat and everybody who watches this after, because I know not everybody watches this when it's live. I'm going to ask a personal favor. I'm going to put in the chat, if this works, a link. And that is the link to one of my favorite channels. And I think it has all of 28 subscribers. So let's get this channel up there. It's Mark the Berg Hunter's channel, CRAPP, constantly repairing, antiquated, whatever the rest of it is, Mark. We all love Mark. And if you like his metal detecting videos, you're going to like these. Mark has a proclivity for taking bikes and putting motors on them, be they internal combustion engines or electric motors. And it's not so much about the bikes, but it is. That's the focus of the channel. But it's the mechanics and the decision making and the logic and everything else. So let's see if we can get Mark on this channel, on his second channel. Let's see if we can get him up to, what's a good target? He's at 20. Let's see, it's right here. 29 subscribers. Let's get him to 50. Let's see if we can get him to 50. Because if everybody here is probably subscribed to Mark the Berg Hunter's channel anyway. So go on that link. It's the same good old Mark. He's just doing different things. He's not necessarily swinging his metal detector, although his metal detector makes an appearance in some of the videos, as do some of his finds. But it's just a lot of fun. I really like tinkering with things and putting things together and trying things out. Mark does that like times 10 in these videos, and he has a really good attitude towards it. He makes some mistakes in the videos and he tells you, but he laughs it off. So anyway, please go do that. I'll tell you right, if Mark can get to 100 subs in that channel, I'll give away something really kind of neat. I don't know what it is. I'll give away something neat, coin-wise or currency-wise.
Don Williams said I made it 30.
All right, Don, you rock.
That's right.
20 more. Let's get him to 50. Let's see if we can get him to 50 by this time next week.
Did.
Thank you, Janet.
Janet, yep.
Marty did. All right. Deej did. Deej is subscribed.
All right.
So yes, anybody who watches this after the fact, please, if you've made it this far, just click that link, click subscribe, and watch the videos. They're hilarious. They're hilarious and informative.
Thank you, Jim Steele.
And sorry, Mark, because Mark had said, if you don't mind me saying, Mark, I think he said, maybe I'll close down that channel. No one's watching it. No one really seems to care. That's not true. It's great content, Mark. And if you ever do decide to take it down, Mark, please put those videos on your Berg Hunter channels. But I know you want to keep them separate because it's a different focus, I guess.
Mark is a great guy. He's helped us a lot. He's been too kind to us. And Mark, we love you, brother. So, all right. I'm thinking about very seriously moving my stream to Friday nights at 8 o'clock. That way, if we want to chat, I'm going to throw the link in every now and then, and we'll do one at a time, and that way we're not talking over everybody. And to me, it's easier to I don't know how to say this, but it's easier to have like one person at a time, or like me and Jonathan, and we can have one other person, and we'll start from there. Hey, we're done running an hour and 50 minutes tonight.
Holy smokes, nuts.
And we've still got 7 folks in the chat.
Yeah, and if
I mean, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I thank you. I appreciate it. But make sure you hit the thumbs up. I see we've got 18 thumbs up.
Yeah.
And,
please subscribe to everybody here if you're not already.
Yes.
Including including that guy. Got to get him up to 750. If you're not subscribed to this guy.
Big giveaway, folks. We're going to have a big giveaway. There's going to be multiple winners. So there will be, sometime in the near future, there will be a 750 giveaway video put out. I am going to mention everybody that's donated some stuff. And so be on the lookout, and let's get AWR up to 750.
Is it true you're going to shave your beard if you hit 750?
Negative.
That boy is staying on till certainly the winter.
Maybe 1,000. If I hit 1,000, I might consider shaving.
Okay.
I've had the same for 3 years now.
Now, your plan of action should be 750. Focus on that.
I am. And
you'll get there. You're at what, 7?
I'm right at 712.
712.
Let me look.
It's doable, Paul. 48. 48. Yeah, nice math, Jonathan. 38. 38 friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about Mark's, the Berg Hunters channels, plural, and Paul AWR's. I was an English major in college, believe it or not. Paul AWR's channel.
Sometimes I wonder if it's easier to say American Woodland Relics or
Team AWR.
Yeah. But yes, I am setting at 712. So all your that subscribe to me, I appreciate you. We've been doing this since 2018. March 16th was my first video of 2018. So, and I don't, to be nice about this, numbers don't mean nothing to me.
They don't. YouTube doesn't care.
It's you that comes in the chats and hangs out with us. And well, Deej, I'm trying to get it bushed out because something may happen about Christmas.
Oh, Santa. No, I guess my perspective is there have to be 750 people plus out there who have seen your videos and whatnot. And I think I do the same thing. Sometimes I'll go on a channel and I'll watch their videos and go, this is really good. And I forget to subscribe. So that's what I'm getting at. Just, so if you know anybody who isn't subscribed to this guy, that's all I mean. But yeah, no, I agree with you. The numbers don't matter. It's the people. It's the content. It's having fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what my numbers are. I don't give a rat's rear end really, but
exactly. I mean, it's.
I think Paul said he will wear a very bad hairpiece. All right.
You never know what Paul's going to be up to.
I think he would do that. Yeah.
I would.
Deej says, I see a New Year's trimming in your future, Paul. Well, you've trimmed your beard before, Paul. You don't want
to. I have. It's just, I've got two little demons coming out right here. And I've got to trim it, but
If you want, if you want a
it's gonna
blast from the
stay
past,
busy.
go on Paul's channel, click on his videos, look at the oldest ones, and there's one with him without the beard. And when I saw it, I said this to Paul. I said, I didn't know that was you. Is that like
In
a
fact,
cousin or
the name
something?
of that video is A New Look.
I think you
If
have.
that's the one I'm thinking.
Well, there aren't too many videos of you at the beginning without a beard, and then you grew the beard. And I like the beard. I think the first time I met you, I said you remind me of James Longstreet, the Confederate general. I think you said
Yep.
he grew up in my area or something. I knew he was from Georgia,
Well,
but I didn't know that.
he is buried in Gainesville, Georgia, where I
Here,
grew up.
Let me just do this.
I think Jonathan should grow a beard.
I've grown a beard before.
I mean, a good beard.
No. I always do a clean shaven one. Hang in there. Hold
Shelly has a lot of special hats, Paul. Yes, Mark, everybody in the chat is best of the best, and I learned a lot from a lot of y'all, and I still learn. I mean, it's a learning process as I go through the metal detecting. We just got to get Jonathan out there. And
can you share that? I shared a picture. All right, now Paul, do that pose. Kind of turn this way. No, other way. All right. That is General James Longstreet, one of the most valiant and well-regarded generals in the Civil War. And he grew up in Paul's area. So I'm thinking there must be a relative in the past. It's all right, you can stop sharing it, or I'll stop sharing it. No, I'm fascinated with Civil War history, and I knew of James Longstreet. When I first saw Paul, I thought, okay, he looks like James Longstreet. You could do a reenactment of him. You could,
I'm not growing a mullet. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think he had a mullet, and I don't think he had a lot on the top of his pate either.
Yeah,
long lost brother for sure. There you go, Dawn. Good night, Janet.
Good night, Janet. Thank you. Well,
all right, Paul. We should probably we're going on. Well, maybe we should last for another minute and 30 seconds. Let's go for the 2-hour mark, okay?
Let's go for the 2-hour mark. All right.
So, Mark the Berg Hunter, are you going to do another? I want to see you and Piper riding these bikes.
I do want to mention, let's remember tomorrow night or tomorrow, and the premieres that come on. We have DF Digger, Dennis, and Richie with Madison, Maine.
Yep.
And the Maine Dirt Sweepers. Mike will be streaming tomorrow night. Then Sunday, FL Thunder, Rob will be on. Then Marlon. And I'm just touching the ones I can think of right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Then Monday, I think Nancy's going to be on. And then, Deej, what is the name of Shane's Monday night deal? Ohio River history, and there's some others that's going to be on. I think Gene with We Dig It's in on that for videos and stuff. Monday Night Digs, that's right. I couldn't remember that.
Anthony Brooklyn Treasure Hunters just dropped a video tonight. I think he does.
Okay.
As did
then
Mike Lyman, as did Joel Drummond Detect.
Then Tuesday, Deej comes on. At what time, Deej? 5:30.
I always seem to catch the tail end of Deej's streams, and they're so good.
Yeah. Is it 5:30 or 6:30? No, it's 5:30. Thank you, Deej.
Where do you live, Deej, or do you know where Deej lives?
Deej is in Michigan.
Oh, okay. So she's one time zone.
She is, yeah.
Okay.
But that is 5:30 Eastern time. And then she'll end up around 6:30, 6:45. So Audra with Jersey History Counter comes on. And then some others comes on after Ed Flash in Your Pan, after Jersey History Hunters. Then Wednesday night.
You have these memorized. Good Lord.
We have Bobby Underground Buddha. He comes on at 7. It's always fun to watch Bobby. Bobby is co-host with Audra too.
And he's been on your stream.
Then Thursday night, we have Dawn and Shelly. Dig It. Can you dig it with Dawn and Shelly? And then Friday night, or Friday, Jersey History Hunters and Deej drops videos. And I'm not sure who else streams on Friday nights, but we are moving to Friday night at 8:00. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
Now you're not committing to every Friday, but that's
I'm going to commit to every Friday, but
you are.
What's your grade with Jonathan? We won't do it every Friday night, but Team AWR, American Woodland Relics, will be on. Jonathan, you're more than glad to join me anytime.
Well, thank you.
So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. There you go. JHH at 5:30. Friday video. Deej is at 6. Friday. And my man, Mike, M.A. Lyman, will be on at 7. And then American Woodland Relics at 8:00.
All this good content. And Mark the Berg Hunter, if he's still here, I hope he feels better. And I hope usually every other week, he and his daughter have a live stream. And if you... I don't mean to laugh, but the last live stream they did, they talked about their vacation. Oh, jeez. And you've got to, it's one of the funniest streams I've ever watched for Mark. Something happened to Mark on vacation. I'll leave it at that. Mark is on Saturdays. I thought it was more like 5, but I don't know. I don't want to speak for him. But you're right.
He's been coming on at 4, and then on Saturdays he'll come on at 4, and then I was starting at 5:30. So
there you go. Mark was the opening act for Saturday night.
Yep. Well, y'all have a good weekend, and if you find something treasure or whatever.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Let's see it on video. Guys, thanks again. I know, gosh, we're 2 hours and 5 minutes now.
This guy can talk.
I had a lot to talk about tonight. So, guys, thank you.
It was fun. It was a fun topic.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you next Friday. And Jonathan, if you'll hang around, we will end this stream. And we'll see y'all next Friday. Bye, guys.